Good afternoon. I'm coming to you. My name is Diana Miracle, and I wanted to share something with you. I wanted to let you know that I won't be on TikTok Live today because I will be on a Zoom meeting, and it's spiritual, but I wanted to come to you and share something with you. And I was reading from this book called Boundless Love, and it's actually a devotions to celebrate God's love for us, His children. And the people who actually wrote their own devotions is under the Women of Faith organization, and some of the people that actually shared their devotions is like Patsy Claremont, Barbara Johnson, Marilyn Monberg, Lucy Swindle, Sheila Walsh, and Thelma Wells. And I'm actually going to read the devotion from Marilyn Monberg. That's Meberg if you want to search this book. I also um, mentioned the names in the beginning. So, and Marilyn's devotion is called I Like That About Him. And she's talking about Jesus. Last summer, I was with my two grandsons and their mama at a city park. I was swinging my 2-year-old Alec in my lap, knowing full well I should not be swinging anyone, anywhere, anytime. Swings, cars, planes, almost all motion makes me nauseous. I am a travel pleasure. The continual back and forth motion was getting to me, but I hated to stop simply because of the obvious delight. Alec was experiencing Grandma's lap, a soft breeze in his face, and the security of knowing he could not fall as long as I held him. Little did he know that I was on the verge of losing my grip on him as well as my grip on lunch. Yielding to the practical concerns about to overwhelm me, I stopped the swing, set Alec on his feet, and attempted to get on my own. As I sank to the grass under a tree, Alec flexed his little knees, peering up into my face, and asked, You in bad shape, Gamma? I'm not really in bad shape, honey. Gamma just doesn't swing well. After several moments of reflection, Alec asked, Does you forget how? Slightly insulted at his insinuation that age and memory has lost taken their toll. I told him I remembered how to swing, but that I really don't like to swing. It didn't seem prudent to get into the whole nauseous topic. My displeasure with swinging appeared to momentarily mystify Alec, but apparently he came up with an interpretation that was satisfactory. He went over to the slide and announced to his big brother Ian that Gamma embarrassed. Why? Ian asked. Can't swing, Alec replied without compassion. Even the sensitive little man Ian came over and sat beside me on the grass, taking a different tack than his brother. Ian asked if I was afraid of swinging, and was that why I was sitting on the grass? I remembered him was at least 8 months old before I would even venture near a swing. For some reason, he was terrified of them. Assuming I was suffering from his early fears, that is Ian's early fears, then asked if I thought Jesus could help me. That question put me into an immediate theological bind, because if I said yes, Jesus could help me, I would probably need to get back on the swing as evidence of my faith. If I said no, I would be demonstrating limiting God in the small things like swings, but implying that somehow he helped for the big things like who knows where to draw the line. Is there a line? Mercy. I came up with a thought that was brilliant response, which kept me from theological jeopardy. I told him, Jesus is helping me right now, this very minute, as we're sitting on the grass. Ian's little face relaxed and said, That's good. I like that about him. Several months ago, Ian, Alec, and their parents moved to Palm Desert, California, where I live. They're only 5 minutes from me, more like 8 if I miss the light at that intersection. Last weekend, Ian and I were sitting on my back patio looking out at the golf course and chat and talking about everything from why his mom should let him swim with or without her in the pool, to why he liked Tootsie Rolls better than suckers. He also wanted me not to worry about his teeth because he was getting new ones anyway. Ain't that something? Don't worry about me, Gamma. My baby teeth are gonna fall out. I'm gonna get big people teeth anyway. Anyways, in the midst of this exchange, there was sudden frantic chirping and flapping of wings from a nearby bird's nest that I had observed a week ago. I was especially aware of this nest because I watched the gardens pruning the shrub in which the nest was located. They had carefully trimmed the bush, leaving a non-symmetrical tuft of branches lurching off to the side, which ensured the stability of the little hatching house nestled within. What could have appeared as evidence of bad eyesight on behalf of the gardeners was, in reality, sensitivity from their hearts. I had kept an eye on the energetic comings and goings for the little plant tenants ever since the pruning. What had set the birds off was a poorly hit golf ball that ricocheted off the bush and then skipped into the duck pond a few feet away. Except for a few more bird complaints, everyone settled down, including the golfer. Ian was fascinated by the history of the little bird home and felt bad about the scare from the golf ball. Rising to the possibility of being a grandmother of spiritual influence, I decided to do a little sermonizing. I asked if he remembered talking to me about my supposed fear of swinging, and that he had questioned if I thought maybe Jesus could help me with that fear. He seemed to have no memory of the event, so I skipped to the present and said that Jesus cared if any of us is scared. Not only grandmas, but birds as well. Ian was more interested in returning to the subject of Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Rolls, a swimming pool, and then a new topic. His friend's baby sister. Apparently, both Ian and his friends thought the baby was boring. So much for being a grandmother of spiritual influence, I thought, as I emphasized with Ian that the baby didn't even like trucks. Several days later, I popped in on the kids briefly to say hi and delivered a pocket full of Tootsie Rolls. As I was walking back to my car, Ian ran over to me, grabbed my hand, and said, Gamma, you remember about Jesus and the birds at your house? Yes, I said eagerly. Well, I like that about him. Moments later, as I sat in my favorite patio chair, enjoying the delicious early evening grass smells, and of course, keeping an eye on the bird shrub, I was immersed in the tenderness of God's love. In Psalms 50 and 11 states, I know every bird of the mountains and everything that moves in the field is mine. Watching the busy shrub activity, I thought, they don't even know, they haven't a clue that it is God who made them. It is God Himself who delights in them and provides for them. They never need to be afraid. On the heels of those thoughts came the even sweeter reminder that Jesus expressed in Matthew 6:26. Look at the birds of the air. They they not Matthew 6:26. Let me say that again. Matthew 6:26. Look at the birds of the air, that they do not sow, nor reap, nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not worth much more than they are? Ah, yes, I thought, sinking more deeply into my chair. I like that about Him. And that's what Jesus says, that we are to depend on Him even more. Because, why? Because of the fact that even the birds of the air, they have no worries. They're not scared. They're not worried about where their food or whatever it is that they're in need of. Oh my gosh, their food, their shelter, where they're going to sleep. Why? Because Jesus provides for it all. And this is another expert by Dudley Delfs. I hope I pronounced it right. And it says, our Father's love is deeper and wilder than we typically imagine. I like that about Jesus. I like that about Him. And that's it. That's all I wanted to share. Have a blessed week.